Hello everybody and welcome to episode 4 of the Raging Echoes League. Last time I got both of the KBD Echo items, and in this video I'm going to focus on getting some new armor, specifically Carol's and Aram's, or rather Carol's and Dharocks, and after that I want to go and grind the Grotesque Guardians for the Echo Orb and then the Echo item after it. So yeah, for now we're doing Barrows. I was fortunate enough to get the clue step where you have to talk to the strange old man out of the top of Barrows, and so now I can just go, kill the two brothers, teleport to the chest, loot it, come out, and repeat. And because I can kill them so quickly, I don't even really lose prayer. So this should be pretty easy. Should be lots of chests per hour. I wasn't even recording, but I already got a drop. Carol's leather skirt, let's go. I don't actually need full Carol's. The Carol's set doesn't really matter. The only thing I really need is the crossbow. I think the Carol's crossbow is going to be my best ranged weapon for a while. But Dharocks, I do need the full set. In fact, the pieces individually are completely useless. So I need the full Dharocks set and at least the Carol's crossbow before I leave. Hey, there we go. Carol's crossbow. That was chest number 58. I've actually been pretty unlucky when it comes to the Barrows chest. I don't know the exact math, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be like a 1 in 15, and I have 2 items in 58 chests, but at least they're 2 really useful ones. Oh, I forgot to turn my recorder back on, but I got a Dharocks plate body. Oh, I don't really care about that. Like I said, I don't think I'm ever going to use the actual full Carol set, just because having an imbued Slayer helm is so much better than the Carol set bonus, but I guess, maybe, I don't know. Hey, Dharocks legs, let's go. Oh, back to back. Another dupe, sad. Oh. I really just want to get the Carol's top so I can stop killing Carol. It's just so annoying to have to run down here each time. Hey, there we go, Dharocks axe. Unfortunately, I didn't finish either set yet, which means I have to keep killing both of them, which is just slowing things down, but that does mean we are 1 away on both, so hopefully it doesn't take too much longer. Yes! Yes, dude, full Carol's acquired. This is gonna make things so much smoother, only needing to kill Dharok now. These have been taking me like 30 seconds each, and I feel like that's gonna cut off like half the time. Okay. I don't know if this is some League stuff, but I didn't know it was possible to get 2 of the same armor set in one chest. Which is really funny that I only killed the one brother and I got a double chest, but sadly, both dupes, so it doesn't really matter. Yes, 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 thank you. That ended up taking me so much longer than I had hoped. Now, admittedly, the kills were only like 15 seconds each, but 322 KC, I don't know, this is Leagues, man, I ain't got time for this, we gotta go fast. So, I don't exactly know why, but I was able to claim the Locator Orb from the Sage. I thought this was a Dragon Slayer 2 thing, but apparently I can get it, which means that I can self-damage down to low health, which is great because apparently I've been told whatever combat mastery it is, the passive that heals you based on damage done, apparently that doesn't work with Dharocks. They made it so that when you have full Dharocks on, it doesn't give you the healing, so you can stay at low health easier. So I want to go see what I can hit with this. I honestly don't even know how good this is going to be. Compared to being on a Slayer task with my Echo items, this might actually not be that much more DPS, but it could surely hit harder in one swing. So I just want to go try it. I'm going to go back to the Rat. I know I've done a lot of Rat already, but it seems like a good spot to go and try it out. Oh, apparently I forgot to record like any of that, but I did a little testing. It's good, it's fine, but honestly, the necessity of being at low health to make it good means that I don't know where I'm ever gonna actually be able to use it effectively. It's fun, and I get to mess around with it, which is nice, but for now, I'm going back to my regular gear, and I want to go and kill Grotesque Guardians. Now, I'd like to unlock the Echo Grotesque Guardians, but in order to do that, I actually have to kill the regular ones, and the regular ones, you do actually need to use a range attack style. I'm not sure if Mage works, but I know that she's weak to range, the Flying Gargoyle, so that's the whole point of me getting the Carols in the first place. So now that I have that, I'm going to go get geared up. I've never actually used range still, so I need to go see what I've got, but I think this is honestly going to be it, a 3-way switch to my range setup, and everything else is fine. So I think I'm just going to go and see if this will work. So first of all, funny enough, these are absolutely horrendous for me to kill. Dusk absolutely melts, and then Dawn takes forever. But what I've learned, because I was looking up the Echo fight for Grotesque Guardians to see if I needed to prepare anything else, and I think the Echo fight is actually going to be easier for me. And I'll explain that once I get the key, but yeah, this is not great. I completely forgot that I had another combat mastery point to use, and I'm going to put it in range, not just because that's what I'm doing right now, although that is a big factor. I just don't think I'm going to be using magic for combat, like, at all. So, yeah, there we go. Glad I remembered that. There we go. Now, let me show you why I think this might actually be easier than the regular version. I believe I don't actually have to use range for this, which means that I can just slam with my incredibly boosted melee stats and gear, because as you can see, there's just one guy in the middle, which then well, you'll see how it goes. Like, sure, there's a lot more going on, but the fact that I can just use melee, I mean, I did that in 35 seconds. My fastest kill before was like a minute 35. This should be no problem. Hey, the gloves! Wow, that was so easy. So, that's all there is to do with that. I was expecting that to be way harder and take way longer, but yeah, that's the only Echo item from the Grotesque Guardians, and let me talk about it. So, the gloves themselves are essentially Barrow's gloves in terms of stats, so decent combat gloves for all attack styles, but they also act as an Amulet of the Damned, so whatever your Barrow set is, you get the Amulet of the Damned effect as well. And they also double both the base set effect and the Amulet of the Damned effect. So whatever the base set is, like for Dharocks, you get double the strength bonus, and, you know, for whatever it is, Guthans, you get double the healing, etc. So Gloves of the Damned with full Dharocks, this is really what I wanted to test. Before, when I said I didn't really know where I'd get to use full Dharocks, now is when I actually want to go and try it out. And you already know where I'm going to go. We're back at the Rat. This time, I'm in the main version just because it has more health, and I want to see what I can hit. I don't really care about the drops, per se. And so far, it's slapping, I'll give it that. I got like half hour before I'm going to go and eat dinner and do some AFKing, and before that, I want to go and try out some Araxor. I actually hit 92 Slayer during that Grotesque Guardians grind, and I've heard that the Noxious Halberd is like really good with a melee build. I don't know if it's going to be better than the Sword and Shield, but at the very least, a Rancor would be cool, and I just want to go and hit the spider, so let's go try it. Oh, hey! And halberd piece number 2. Okay, well, there's a halberd. Added to the collection. I honestly don't know what's going on. I've got 5 halberd pieces and 31 kills when even after the league's boosted drop rate, they're supposed to be 1 in 40? I don't know what's happening, but sure. Well, I gotta go eat dinner and start editing pretty soon, but there's a couple things I wanted to take care of before we end the video. For starters, before I forget, I have another combat mastery for killing the Echo Grotesque Guardians, so I'm gonna put my next point in range. I think I'm gonna end up going either 640 or 631, probably 640 to be honest, if I even make it that far, I don't even know. I am so upset you can't unlock the thing that lets you put your Araxite head on your Slayer helmet. Excuse me, game? Well, my disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined. But moving on. Next thing I want to do is work on some smithing. I'd like to just go and AFK smithing some ore in a furnace, but I want to get some smithing levels first, so I'm going to use all the bars that I have and see what level I can get to. And there is 72 smithing, which means that I can make this halberd. Hopefully I can actually find a use for it, otherwise it's kind of a waste of time, but I don't know, seems cool. At the very least, it's 200 league points. The next and last thing I want to do in this episode is actually unlock my tier 7 relic, where I will be taking Grimoire specifically just to unlock the prayers. I want to do a little bit more combat in the next and last episode, and I think Grimoire is going to help the most considering the other two don't really do anything for combat. So I'm going to start that off by getting some league points. Cook a dark crab, which I got from catching a dark crab, is worth 200 points. I also have all of the supplies needed to get 50 million cooking XP, which is going to be 400 points total. And then I just got to find 1,500 more points somewhere. I'm not going to lie, I thought the task to catch 100 dark crabs was also worth 200 league points. Kind of weird that cooking 1 is worth 200, but catching 100 is worth 80. I don't know, but might as well do it while I'm here. Gonna go back to the spider real quick. There's a task to kill 150 Araxors, and I also want a Rancor. So I'm gonna try and get one. If not, it's not a huge deal, but I am gonna go for the task. Oh my god. What was that damage? I'm so glad that I was recording that. I think that was my biggest hit so far this leagues. I went back and calculated it. I did a 71, 70, 51, 98, 48 combo, which in total is 338 damage with one spec. That's crazy. Second halberd completed? Alright, well there's 150 Araxor kills with a no Rancor. I might end up coming back just because there is a 300 kill task for 200 points, and then I could get my amulet, but for now, I want to move on. I'm going to go and do a bunch of rune crafting. There's a bunch of rune crafting tasks, as well as I just want to get my base level up for the base level tasks. I will need to go and do some farming at some point, and I haven't really decided what I want to do for that, but I've got 20,000 pure essence, so I can go get a bunch of rune crafting levels. Alright, well, that was pretty easy. A bunch of points there. 61 rune crafting. Moving on, like I said, I'm going to try and figure out a way to do farming. And in the meantime, I'm going to go and train my construction. This is essentially a buyable skill on leagues, and I have a bill, so we should be good to go. I realized that I did a lot of my Slayer at not Slayer enemies, so I'm going back and doing a bunch of tasks, just killing enemies or getting drops. For example, I believe it's a task to kill an Abyssal Demon and equip a whip, so I'll do that in a sec. I'm trying to get rune boots right now, but I realized that this is actually the perfect time to show off the Dharocks. Unfortunately, these guys I have to stay a little bit higher health because the death spawns will use range, but for the most part, these type of enemies only have one attack style, so I can stay low health and therefore truly utilize my Gloves of the Damned. So yeah, this is where Dharocks is very strong. Hey, there we go. Abyssal Whip. This should be like 200 points just for putting that on. Perfect. Hey, there we go. Arania boots. That was like literally 10 kills. Not only are these my best boots I can get, but it's also 80 points. I was scrolling through the task list and noticed there was a 200-point task to do all of the Araxor combat achievements, and I figured I was getting the Arania boots anyway, so I might as well do it. But as you can see, apparently that task is just broken, because I did all the Araxor combat achievements and I didn't get it. So that sucks. Hopefully they fix that, but it doesn't help me right now where I wanted those 200 points. So I think the last thing I'm going to do in this episode is open all these caskets. I just went around and did all the clues, and as you can see by all the clues I have on the ground, I essentially just dropped anything that said where are these armor pieces. I'm not going to bother with that. So I did all the ones I could. I'm just going to open them all. This is going to be like the most degenerate clue opening you've ever seen, because like I don't care about any of these items really, unless I get Ranger boots. Okay, well that was good timing. I believe putting these on is 80 points. Okay, cool. Again, don't really care about most of these items, so just gonna go on the ground. I don't think I can fight a mimic, so ignore that. Alright, awesome. I was only actually able to complete one of the master clues, but I think that's totally fine. There's at least a task for doing one, so yeah, there we go. All of my clues have been completed. 240 points away from the next relic. Okay, I'll go do it right now. Hey, 50 million strength XP for 200 points. Hello everybody, and welcome to my newest Hardcore Iron Man series, Rake Spoon, where I'm going to be a raking locked Hardcore Iron Man, and I want to see how far through the game I can get by no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Leagues has melted my brain, okay? But there we go, tier 7. Anyways, like I said, I plan on taking Grimoire. Grimoire is the only one that actually has any combat power due to the unlocked prayers, and the only thing I really plan to do left in Leagues is combat related, so seems like a no-brainer to me. Grimoire unlocks all the prayers, so I now have Piety, Rigor, and Augury, although I only really care about Piety, and it also lets you change to any spellbook, even ones you don't have unlocked, so I could use like Thralls, for example. It also counts as a Book of the Dead for Thralls, and honestly, it's just kind of a cool utility item. Not as useful for me other than the prayers, but still nice to have. But yeah, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to leave the video a like, check if you're subscribed, maybe leave me a comment, all that good stuff. And next video is going to be the last Leagues video, and I'm going to use this opportunity to go and learn some of the stuff that I've been meaning to learn on the main game, just with obviously increased power and infinite supplies. So stuff like TOB or Nightmare, maybe some Inferno, all that good stuff. But yeah, that's going to do it for me. I'll see you in the next one. And I want to give a big thank you to all of my channel members, but a special thank you to my tier 3 Big Spoon channel members, Alchemist BTW, Jack Staumer, Zach Martin, Luxitaire, Tony Adkins, Dolph, Fading Shadow, Mondeep Bassi, and Frank Chandler. And if you want to see your name here in the credits for the rest of the season, consider becoming a channel member. The lowest tier is only $2 a month, and it really helps me out. Thank you.